When the alien armada first appeared above Earth, blotting out the stars with ships the size of continents, humanity did what it always did when faced with the impossible. It panicked, argued, denied, and then somehow adapted. The invaders called themselves the Architects, a species that had reshaped galaxies and extinguished civilizations that failed to meet their standard of efficiency. To them, humans were a mistake, emotional, divided, inefficient. Their plan was simple: dismantle Earth, harvest its resources, and move on. But humanity didn't respond with a unified defense or a perfect strategy. Instead, it responded chaotically. Hackers in basements began probing alien signals with outdated computers. Farmers used mirrors and smoke to confuse aerial drones. Engineers repurposed broken satellites into crude weapons. Nothing worked perfectly, yet everything worked just enough. The Architects were confused. No centralized command, no singular logic, just billions of individuals acting on instinct, creativity, and stubborn refusal to quit. When the first city fell, its survivors didn't surrender. They rebuilt defenses from the ruins before the dust had even settled. When communication networks were destroyed, humans switched to analog radios, handwritten notes, even runners crossing dangerous zones. The Architects adapted. Of course, they always did. But for every strategy they perfected, humans changed the rules again. Not because they were smarter, but because they were unpredictable. Weeks turned into months, and something unprecedented happened. The Architects began to lose efficiency. Their models couldn't predict humans, who would sacrifice themselves for strangers, or artists who broadcast distracting signals just to buy a few seconds, or children who mapped safe paths through rubble better than any algorithm. Eventually, an Architect commander descended to the surface, demanding to understand why humanity resisted when defeat was mathematically certain. A human, tired, injured, but unbroken, answered simply, "Because we don't measure life by outcomes. We measure it by effort." That answer spread through the alien network like a virus. For the first time in their history, the Architects hesitated. They had conquered strength, intelligence, and technology countless times, but they had never encountered a species that treated failure as just another step forward. And in that hesitation, humanity found its greatest weapon. Not power, not unity, but the relentless, irrational, unstoppable will to keep going, even when the universe itself said it was pointless.